still don't know if they writing her. I see some clued up freedom fighters that ain't fought off the demons inside of them yet. I see some pure hearts that's willing to ride but let vampires suck off their vibes. And I see people stand and unite, willing to fight for what they think was right. Badder, you gon' make it. Make what? After I ain't living in mansions, whips outside, people still ain't got. You must have thought that this was bars to riches, like I was interested in cars and trinkets. Let me chat to them. Lockdown 3, Tier 5, Episode 1, Scraggly who's done it again. I left last year with him staring down the barrel of my lyric gun, and this year I'd do it again. Listen to me, I will blaze all year, don't they don't know me good. Make sure you stay grounded, so I keep it hood. I bun the lyrical fire, I pour the lyrical petrol, and I stoke it all with the lyrical beach wood. Don't I ain't gonna stop till my people them eat good. You can keep your vaccines, cause no one ain't sheeps. Look, there ain't no trust with my people and vaccines. If you know about Tuskegee, you know what that means. If you don't know, Don, you need to look that up. The Tuskegee experiment is where they lost all the trust. Now it's one earth, yeah, we've all got to live on it, so finding some common ground is a must. But it's like someone who lies and cheats and steals and murders and still wants you to forgive them. And we've got the capacity to forgive, but first, you got to put your hands up, say sorry, admit that. Do not act like you never did that. In the courts, you don't show remorse. What do? They sting that. Same thing here. Let's have the proper conversation. Stop acting like things is really fair. You see, this year, I swear, there's no apologizing. See this black right here? There's no compromising. Not one time will I take the bass out my voice. Who don't like it, you can just stay frightened. You can't tell the Pied Piper how to blow his pipe. You can't pick for the devil's advocate which side. You can't tell me how to live my life. I tell you how I live my life. I really don't care who don't like it. What's white privilege? Let's be real. Storming the Capitol without getting killed. If that was a bunch of black souls, there would have been a bunch of black funerals, bunch of black mothers pulling on the clothes, a bunch of black people screaming out. It ain't fair. White people stormed the building and just walked out of there. So if we're gonna talk, then let's talk proper. If not, allow me to continue this hip hop and the flow hot like red coal rocks and it won't stop. Last year was just a warm up. Now let's get it popping. I'ma use hip hop to do things they didn't realize. Teach the next generation you ain't got to fear, guys. You the most powerful thing on planet Earth. Young black queen, young black king. Know your worth. I give it to them like they've never had it. I take it old school, I drop the DA, let's just too bad it. The flow grab 'em and stank bad like rank cabbage. Now get to slapping this bad and rapping, you know what happens. I won't stop till it evens out. The best thing, the youngers is starting to believe it now.
I really feel like rapping. That brother is hard. He's hard. Them kind of lyrics, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, as that guy got me heated. He has got me, but he's not the only reason why I'm heated today. I'm heated today because I'm going to be talking to a pioneer. The brother is not just a pioneer, ladies and gentlemen. He's somebody who everybody stands on his shoulders. Believe it or not, you might not even think so. But when we finish talking to him, you will know. So how are we doing, people? How are we doing? And welcome to Keep It Real. My name is Rudi Lickwood. As you can see, I'm full of energy, full of energy and excited today. I am excited because I had to, you know what? I'll be real with you, yeah? I sent one message to this young man, yeah? And ordinarily, yeah, you expect certain people to dodge you, you know what I mean? Make you run up and down, run after them and all them kind of thing there. But when a man has made it and he knows he's secure in himself and he's humble within himself, yeah, he just gets back to you. No biggie, no well, boy, you know what I mean? I got this date, I got that, boy, let me go and talk to my agent. You know what? You need to go and talk to my manager and all them kind of rubbish. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're all foundation. Yeah? We're all foundation. Yeah, we dip on the lockdown right about now. We're trying to connect with one another. We're trying to put the dots together. Do you get me? Yeah, and in the process of me writing my book on the history of Black British comedy, I'm trying to put the dots together. So the people that I'm interviewing are helping me to do that. You understand? So let me just talk to my people. Eshe, Mrs. Scoffrey, how you doing, baby? How you doing? Fire, she said. Fire, you know. Bun. You get me? Whoop, whoop. In comes Trevor, man. In comes Trevor. And seeing as Trevor's here, yeah, I love doing this. I love doing this because I feel that it's important that we understand we're a village and we work together. Yeah. So I love doing this. I really do. Hold on a minute. What me do? Hold on a minute. Oh, shit. No, I did, you know. I can't believe I did it. I got to go and find it and put it back, man. Trevor, I was just about to run your frigging promo, you know. I was just about to run it. I don't know what I did. Oh, see it, yes, sir.
We love looking after young people and just basically helping them in their football development. The academies look after all the senior kids, all the elite kids, and we look after everyone else.
The conveyor belt of talent coming from North West London isn't as frequent as South, West, East and North. So when we do have success stories, it's important that we use those as reference points to the younger people to make them know that where we come from can make it.
This is where I'm comfortable. This is what gives me the most joy, watching them not being able to kick a ball, and then 6 months later they're able to do things they never envisioned them doing.
A lot of people are focused on the footballer, and then when the talent doesn't manifest in the way that the coach may like it, goodbye. For us, no, that's the
It's giving back to the community. I've been working for the community all my life, and this is a big part of it, just giving back.
Yep, that's a big shout out going out to Trevor White for all the work that he's doing in the community. But hey, let's get down to business. Thank you very much for joining me, people. No doubt, you know, people will be coming in and out, but it no matter. Let's just stay focused. Can we stay focused? Can we do that? Yeah? So for all of you who know who my guest is tonight, his name is Chris Tummings, and let's take a quick glimpse at him. You know I hit the wrong button, innit? You know I hit the wrong button, don't you? Yeah? Where me put it? What did we do? Outro. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. It's none other than this point.
Oh boy. Oh man. Hello everybody. How you doing, Rudy, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm sitting here excited, being able to spend some time with you, bruv.
It's always great to spend some time with you, Rudy, mate.
Yeah?
Always, mate, always. Last time I saw you was at a funeral. I mean, listen, right, man, we're getting at age now. We don't go to parties anymore. We go to funerals, my brother.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of widows there, you know.
I see where you're coming from there. There's
a lot of widows there, rude boy, but all right.
let's hope we get them on the show today, then. Eh?
And the thing is, right, you get people then who specialize in going to funerals. You know, the funeral specialists, them. Who only stand up because they know so there's food and drink and it's free. they're like, where the funeral there? Where the party there? Where the party there?
And they don't even know the deceased, really.
They don't know. All they see is a bunch of black people dressed up in white, yeah? So what they do, they run home, yeah? They go and get their little plastic cup, yeah? You know, like when you used to go into a dance, yeah? Remember back in the day, you used to listen out for music. I don't know what it was like in Hackney.
You walk down the street, listen out for music.
Listen out for the music, yeah?
If you hear the budoof, budoof.
You hear the budoof, yeah? You see the black bin liners covering the windows and everything, yeah? And then you go and you knock the door, and they go, yeah? And you've got a cup in your hand. You go, yeah, man, I come back. Well, I come back here.
You let know your tricks. You let know your tricks out, brother.
Listen, man. Come on, man. The days have changed, right? When we used to get an invite to go to a birthday party. Yeah. Now you got to pay to. We used to, before lockdown. You used to have to pay to go into a club to celebrate someone's birthday. Do you remember when the drinks was on the birthday person?
Absolutely. Free drinks all night was supposed to be.
Yep.
Now they're charging you to go into a birthday party.
That's what I'm trying to say. It has switched. It has switched. And I realized that change with my sister. My sister who's deceased at the moment, right? Like she's going to get up any minute, yeah? But my sister, she's deceased, Lana. And I think when she celebrated her 21st, she was like, yeah, we're going to go to a club and we're going to have something to eat and thing. And I thought, yeah, all right then. And then she went, yeah, because it's going to cost blah, blah, blah. And I thought, what? Cuss? Did you actually say, I got paid?
Good evening, Trevor. I just saw your message, man. Good evening. Good evening, everybody that's here. Well done, Trevor. Saw your promo, mate. Keep it up. We need more.
Oh, there's quite a few messages here for you, man. There's quite a few. There's one coming up from Donna.
Oh, that video, that guy rapping. I've seen a few of his videos. He's the baddest thing around at the moment, mate.
Bada. He's serious, bro.
Yeah, he's very.
He's serious and he's deep. And I love where he's coming from because it's like I don't want to get into this too much, but it's like I understand that COVID is here. The question people are not asking is why is it here? Why? Not that it's here in the present, don't get me wrong, but why is it here? And hence why the words like pandemic is used. And now we've got politicians who are just falling into the narrative and encouraging everybody. And I'm pissed off with it. I'm genuinely pissed off with it. But like I said, me now got a Chris. Right. People here who've actually come to see you. Good evening.
I don't know. Hi, everybody.
Chris, you got a message coming in there from Sharon. You got a message coming in there from
Sharon. All of you guys, man.
Liz is based up in Manchester, rude boy.
Well, I like Manchester. Yeah, I think it was the Marcus Garvey Centre or the Muhammad Ali Centre we opened years ago back there. Love Manchester.
Okay, and then we've got Carl, who's in Cardiff. So we've gone from one end to the other end of the UK. So we're covering the whole of the UK.
I love me some Wales. Love me some Wales. Love me some Cardiff. I did a tour the whole of Cardiff, mate. Whole of Wales.
Is it?
Okay. Yeah, man. One man, two governors show. Great show. So all my folks up in Wales and Cardiff and all the surrounding areas.
Yeah. They call it a principality. That's how they look at Wales. But the thing is, when I initially started talking to you, Chris, the first thing you started to talk to me about was Buddhism.
Oh yeah. I've been a Buddhist for quite some time now. I was doing a movie, and the two cast members, they were Buddhists, and they just kept me up all night. But all I heard from the room next door was no. It used to drive me mad. I used to go to bed with them doing that and wake up doing that, and I thought I was doing that the whole night through. So years later, I was in Miami and I met somebody who introduced me to Buddhism, and then I remember those guys, and I checked it out, and it worked for me.
Okay, because I mean that's where I kind of like wondered why you'd go from. Was you brought up a Christian?
I was brought up a Christian, yes. I mean, I still sort of am. I'm every religion, brother.
That's what I like about you. You actually embrace everything.
Oh yeah, man. It's just different roads to the same goal.
It is.
You know.
It is. But then at the same time, I kind of think to myself, well, you know, we must have a religion of our own. Somehow it got lost.
All religion is ours. All religion is ours. It all come from we, but they don't know about no religion until we show them religion, man. How to worship the moon and the stars and everything, and worship yourself. You know, people do things in the name of religion. Men do things in the name of religion, which is wrong. So people blame the religion. No, don't blame the religion. You know what I mean? Blame the person. Blame the what do you call them? The heathens and the hypocrites.
Yeah, the non-belief. You know what? Because the funny thing is that I find that when it comes to black people, they out Christian the Christians. It's weird. I think it's like we're more into it than they are, and I think it's used to manipulate.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got it from us, and they've changed the rules, and then teaching it back to us again. You know, we're well aware of that. Most of us are anyway. But it's a generational thing.
That's what I was going to say, because I was going to say, are we? Because I mean, there's more Christian churches in the West Indies and Africa than there is on the bloody planet, mate.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, actually.
So you was brought up. What was you brought up as a Catholic or as a Protestant?
I was brought up at Church of England.
So was I. So it was.
Yeah, man. I used to go Sunday school. Used to love my Sunday school. We used to get up early. My grandmother used to take us to Sunday school on an empty belly.
Okay,
and we do all that, and then we get home to a wonderful Sunday dinner. And I loved them both. Enjoyed my Sunday school. I enjoyed my Sunday breakfast.
So what were your Sundays like? What were your Sundays like?
Well, when I was a kid, my Sundays was wonderful, man. It was a wonderful time. I had a lovely childhood, church, home, and play. I guess I was a bit protected. That's when I was a bit older now. Then I went back to live with my parents by that stage, because my brother Michael and my little sister, our beautiful little sister, Eleanor Tummings.
And I know you've got a double-breasted jacket on.
Oh yeah, man. There's a story about I sneaked my double-breasted jacket out of my mum's wardrobe once. Okay. And I went to a party and I got drunk and vomited all over my jacket. Jesus. And boy, I was silly about the licks I got when I got home after that, man, but never mind. I mean,
yeah, licks is something.
We've all got lick stories, I'm sure.
Yeah, but now the thing is, Chris, is that man is now getting licks. You understand what I'm saying? Man is now getting licks, bro, because you know the woman them ain't the same as they were back in the day.
They're not, mate. I remember you used to make love to a woman, she fall in love with you. Now you make love to a woman, she was a dumpy in your mouth afterwards. Maybe that's just me.
I think it is. Good evening, in Broadway Boulevard. I was 18. Right. I'm not sure exactly what if she's mostly referring to something we must have said earlier. Carl is saying that he Sunday school was great for him.
Oh yeah.
Sunday school was great. I think it was more exciting if you went to a West Indian church, because I didn't go to a West Indian church. I didn't know you could have a band in a choir. I never knew. All I knew about was the organ. Do you know what I mean? And my church was so cold, we used to blow smoke rings in that's how cold church was. You know, and it was a vacuous place, man. I remember you could hear when anybody tried to sneak in. Yeah, because you could hear clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. There was no sneaking in.
I used to enjoy Sunday school, but even then, I guess I didn't fall for it hook, line, and sinker. You know, I never really believed it. It was just a way to do as I was told and get home for Sunday breakfast. To be honest, I had no deep faith in Christianity.
You just wanted to get home to food. So, what was school like?
Absolutely.
What was school like for you?
School was I went to Princess May School in Stoke Newington. School life was good. Life was good. I mean, you know, I met a few friends, and that's why primary school. That's why I got interested in girls, apparently. And then I went to secondary school, Upton House in Hackney. Upton House. So big up all the Uptonians out there. And that was good, but you know, it was tough in Hackney. It was a few scrapes, Hackney, you know, and growing up with National Front, and it was the education system back in the 70s. It was terrible. You know, I actually left school without any qualifications. Well, I had qualifications, but I didn't go and find out my results.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I ran off and joined the circus. I mean, the acting profession, got the bug of the acting profession, and I didn't go back to find out if I'd passed my exams or not. Didn't care by that time.
But then, how did the acting bug come up? Because you was at school at the time.
Yeah, well, there used to be a TV show called the Tomorrow People.
Right, hold on.
Yeah,
stick up in. How many people out there can remember the Tomorrow People? How many people?
Oh yeah,
because that was the first time I came into contact with people who had superpowers.
Me too.
I am mad on that. I'm telling you, I'm DC, Marvel, I'm X-Men, I am everything when it comes into that. I'm Wakanda. I'm the whole shebang. Yeah. Paul Walsh is saying, yeah, he remembers the Tomorrow People. Carl is saying he remembers the Tomorrow People. Trevor is saying that he remembers the Tomorrow People.
Oh yeah.
So we were all tuned into that. Do you know what I mean? So everybody's sitting there watching. Yep, Julie's saying, yep. Watch the Tomorrow People.
Yeah, I think they had a speaking computer called Tim or something like that.
Yes,
it's fantastic. And one of my friends, one of my classmates, was actually an actor in that program, and I freaked out. I was like, well, you know, if you can be on television, brother, so can I. You know, so I put my ear to the ground, find out where drama schools were, and I went and joined, hoping to become an actor and join the Tomorrow People. I wanted to jaunt somewhere. I needed the jaunt belt so I could jaunt somewhere. I never got one. Today I'm still looking for the job too.
Carl must have a jaunt belt somewhere in his drawer or in the attic. Somewhere, because I can imagine the size of Carl's attic actually, because he lives in Wales. So
he probably made his own Jordan belt.
Yeah, he must have got a big house in Wales. You know what I mean? Where he's about what a room in London is about. What I reckon a room in Cardiff must be 2 sizes the room of what you would get in London. You understand? I reckon so. So you're saying that it was sitting next to a classmate that kind of drew your attention to TV.
Yeah, I can remember his name was Mark Farmer, young guy he's passed on now. Died a few years ago, a few years well. But he was the first person I saw from my sort of school and my background in Hackney that realized, you know, you can do something with your life and you can go and become one of these people on TV. I mean, at the time, obviously, there wasn't that many black people. He was a white guy, but it didn't bug me. He was in my class, and that was, you might as well be black if you was in my class at school, but you might as well be black. Okay.
Because you said that you actually dealt with racism yourself as a youngster.
Well, I think growing up in Hackney in the 60s, all right, and in the 70s, I think all of us faced that. Hackney was very close to Bethnal Green, which had a lot of NF. We fought the NF all through the 70s. I fought the NF. We used to go to a place called the Hackney Town Hall. There was a disco every Friday, and we went there, and we was loving it, you know. And one day, the National Front 3 vans came and blocked off the entrance, so we couldn't get out. So it was all trapped inside. You know, these guys had big knives and stuff. So we had to fight our way out. We had to literally fight our way out. And I'm talking about 14, 15, 16, that kind of age.
Okay. So when you went, I mean, what acting schools did you go to? Because they were quite, I think I wrote the names down, actually, the names of the schools. You actually told me them.
Well, firstly, I joined the place where Mark went to. Like I said, I put my ear to the ground and I found it. It was the Anna Scher Children's Theatre in Islington.
That's right.
After I plucked up enough courage to leave my humble home in Hackney and get on the bus to Islington, Islington was far back in those days from where I grew up. I used to go 38 bus and I, go by myself. And I joined the Anna Scher Children's Theatre. And from there, I also joined the Old Vic Youth Theatre and the Young Vic Youth Theatre. I'd found that I had a love for the people who were studying the arts and into acting. We were young and we had lots of fun, and it was a fun that I was used to fighting when I was a kid.
Was you also fighting when you was in the cadets?
Yeah, I joined the Sea Cadets. I had a great time in the Sea Cadets. But I spent a lot of time because of the cadets. I spent a lot of time in the Royal Navy, passing my certificates and getting. So I spent almost as much time as I spent in the cadets as I spent in the Navy. And it was a Navy where there weren't too many black people in the Navy at that time. I was 16 and a half, 17. And when I spent time with the Navy, it was like I used to fight every single day, to be honest. You know what I mean? Because I was in the cadets, I had the first 2 ranks. I was an able seaman, leading seaman in the cadets. So when you was in the Navy, that made me have the first 2 ranks. So I was above, at a very young age, I was above most of the newcomers in the Navy. So they put me in charge of a division. It was forecastle division, yeah. And a lot of the people couldn't take orders from a young black guy. I mean, you think I look young for my age now? You should see me. You should see me when I was 17, mate.
A little baby fierce. In fact, it's amazing when I'm going to show them a couple of pictures of you when you was actually going through the theatre. But then it was what I quite found interesting was that when you were mostly in the cadets, right? I was mostly in the Boy Scouts. And know that when I was in the Boy Scouts, there was people in the who's watching the show who were mostly in the Brownies.
Oh yeah, I mean, we did all those things. I had a choice, man. Either like Cub Scouts. My brother was a Scout. I decided I like the uniform. I like the Sea Cadet, the sailor's uniform. So I joined the Sea Cadets instead. You
don't tell me that you were,
No, not I, man. Not I. Not even. I'll tell you what, though. People did accuse me, but everybody in Hackney. I had my ear pierced when I was 13.
Right.
My aunties thought it would be really cool, a young guy, so I get my ear pierced. I was the only guy in Hackney to have an ear pierced. So everybody on the street goes, "Oh man, I think he's gay. Then I joined up with the Navy and the Sea Cadets and had this uniform. So everyone goes, "Oh man, he's definitely gay." And then I started acting, and everybody said, "I tell you, but the whole society is suspecting that you're gay. Well, what can you do about it?"
Yeah,
I'm not, but who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Denise here, who's really wants to talk to you from what I can see.
Hi, Denise.
We will get to it. Trust me, Denise. We will get to it. She says that the show I'll never forget Chris is with Malcolm Fredericks. I think it was Blouse and Skirts.
No, it was Get Up, Stand Up.
Get Up, Stand Up. Okay, don't worry. Yes, it was a Christmas sketch show. Yeah. There was a carol singing in reggae. I remember some of it. Probably got this bit wrong. I laughed till I weak. Enough respect. I hear you saying, "Is that rice and peas you're cooking?" I don't know if some of that rings a bell, because I know she's grabbing bits and pieces from the past.
I remember that. It was Jungle Ragga, Christmas Jungle Ragga Merry Greetings. I can't remember the lyrics, but all 3 of us. I think Malcolm played Mark Morrison. I was some other dreadlock star or something, and Angela Marr played Patra, and we'd knock up people's doors and start Jungle Ragga Merry Christmas Greetings and sing, and they just look at us and basically shut the door in our faces.
I'm not surprised. Julie is saying to you that Chris and Navy, good for you.
Boy, yeah, it was good for me. Yeah.
Are you aware of Nevada Cato from Arima?
I remember the band Arima.
He's one of the.
Was he the lead singer?
He's one of the. No, that's Leroy. I think Leroy was the lead singer.
Well, I used to love Arima, man. Back in the early 80s and mid 80s.
See, the 80s was good, man. We had things to do. We had youth centers to go to. We had, all of these things were available. And I think when Margaret Thatcher came in, everything, they said we're now living in a classless society, and then all the classrooms started closing down. That's what I can remember that was going on at the time. Effie is saying she was in the Brownies and the Guides, the Girl Guides.
solid background there. No wonder she's a well-rounded person.
And Denise is accusing you of smoking weed. Lad, it was funny. The song was hard. The Harold Ian just sing. What's that burning? I smell ganja. Lad, it was funny. The song was hard. No, you're too funny, Denise. You are too funny. Introducing too funny, man. So it was it was as you said, it was an acting school that you went to.
The Hampshire Children's Theatre, the Old Vic Youth Theatre, and the Young Vic Youth Theatre.
Right.
Meeting wonderful people from different walks of life, the black, white, and that just gave me a better understanding about people.
Okay.
And it changed my temperament because I was a fighter before then.
Okay.
And I didn't want to really. It came at the right time, acting, because I would have went down another road.
No, it's easy.
I'm a short guy, you know what I mean? And you know what I say about the Napoleon syndrome. Short guys have to big up their chest, man, or we get stamped upon. Do you know what I mean? So I spent my young days fighting anybody who treated me bad or on the National Front, lots of white word. Yeah.
Because I mean, in all honesty, I think we were filled with a lot of anger without knowing why we were angry, because we were suppressed in a way that we couldn't see, from the educational system, as you pointed out earlier on. You get me? Just getting introduced to going into the workplace.
For me, it was my grandmother coming home. I used to live with my grandmother when I was younger because my mum and dad were so busy working, so I stayed with my grandmother. My grandmother came home one day, burst out in tears, and we all wondered. Must have been about 8, 9, 8, maybe even younger, maybe 6, 7. And she came in crying that she was racially abused and harassed, and she came in bawling. And from that day, I honestly wanted to find somebody who would do that to anybody, and so I could deal with them. And that's what I spent most of my youth doing, to be honest, just trying to stamp it out. For real, man. I'm such a different person. I'm such a different person now. I can't even believe in myself. And
I think everybody wanted to feel that it was
we were angry
to put it straight, to sort of I mean, that's one of the reasons why I went into comedy, was to voice this in a way that people would find it palatable, you get me, and I could take on the ras that was going on around me and talk about it, and countless amount of times you're being told that you've got a chip on your shoulder, you've got a chip on your shoulder, you've got a chip on your shoulder. Unlike yourself, I wasn't that fortunate in the sense that you managed to meet up with a set of people. That was
wow, man. That's the great Trevor Layard from Beefy in Babylon and Quadrophenia. The amazing Ulrich Riley, who's in between Trevor and Victor. And now he's directing one of the favorite programs in the world at the moment, which is Bridgerton. He's one of the directors on Bridgerton, if not the director. And of course, Victor Romero Evans, the great Victor Romero Evans, and myself, with enough rings on my hand to I love fake gold rings on my hand. I think one real sovereign there.
You weren't the only one with fake gold rings, mate. There's quite a lot of us who were walking around at the time with.
But that's a classic picture, actually. That's a very classic picture, because if you look at our faces in our minds, we were going to do something with this acting profession. We knew that we were going to change that, because we were young, and we'd never seen people as young as us on TV. There was Brinsley Ford in Double Deckers, and
that's right.
But he was a singleton. And then, at this age, we'd already spent years at drama schools and drama clubs by this age, so we knew what we were doing. So we were going to take on this establishment, and that was the first. We did a show called Welcome Home, Jacko. It was about 4 young rusters, and the world had never seen anything like it. Written by the great Mustapha Matura and Farrukh Dhondy. Mustapha Matura passed on last year, God rest his soul. But he was one of the writers in No Problem, and he wrote my first ever show.
This is what everybody's waiting to hear you talk about. I know, because I can see it in the comments. Trust me, bro. They're waiting, because you spoke about the 2 writers. Which was brought together by Charlie Hanson, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Well, Charlie brought Mustapha Matura from Trinidad, a young writer from Trinidad. He'd written a play called Playboy of the Western World, Playboy of the West Indies, which is an adaptation of Playboy of the Western World. And we'd formed a company where the first show was Welcome Home Jacko.
Okay.
Now, the second writer, Mustapha Matura, it was Farrukh Dhondy, and he'd written mine and Victor's first ever TV appearance in a play called Maids, in a TV show called Maids the Mad Shooter.
Okay.
So we heard that Farrukh Dhondy, he'd written a book called Come to Mecca as well. He was a teacher in South London, and he was giving a lecture. So me and Victor got the parts in this show that he's written. So we went to his lecture and introduced ourselves as the characters that he wrote, right? And he freaked out, you know. And then he realized, these are the actors, the young actors that are going to be playing the part. So we said to him, yeah, we're the guys, but we also have a theatre company of our own, and we'd like you to write our second show.
Tell them the name of the theatre company.
The theatre company was the Black Theatre Co-operative.
Okay, because that's a big name, blood. That's a big name. That's a big name that you just mentioned there. You know, I mean, the people that were coming through there. Tell us.
Yeah, so we asked him to join our company, and he joined, and he wrote the second show, Mama Dragon. Now, the first show, me and Victor actually signed the papers and registered the company, and that meant we could give ourselves 2 equity tickets, which professional means we now professional actors.
Right. You're thespians now.
Yeah. So now every year we'd had 2 more equity tickets to give out. So we thought, you know, we're a Black Theatre Co-operative. We'll try and bring along young other Black artists as well. And Steve Woodcock was one, and Vass Blackwood was another.
Did you hear that name, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Yeah. All right.
Now, of course, there was other actresses and actors that were already busy and working, like Judith Jacobs, for example, right? She was to me, she was a major star because she had done a program called Angels, and she was a nurse. And, you know, very young, and she hasn't changed a bit. She still looks young, Judith. And when she was around, we called her in the company as well. And yeah, we was collective. We were trying to raise good Black talent as well.
But you did raise, not
yeah,
try.
We did. We did a good job. We did a good job. The company ran for years, and it was not only backstage; it was on stage and backstage. People, you know, we had stage managers, and it was great. That, but it was, even though it was called Black Theatre Co-operative, there was the odd, you know, we had the odd costume designer who was white, the odd stage manager who was white, but it was a proper mix. But the title was Black Theatre Co-operative, and we were doing plays that affected our community and about our community. And that was very early, 1981, I think the company started.
Whoa.
And we'd done about 3-4 plays, and then London Weekend Television approached us and said, would we like to do a TV show? Okay. And that was the birth of No Problem. Yeah, that was the one there.
That's the birth, man. That is the birth. You heard the history. Okay.
People say that Mustapha Matura and Farrukh Dhondy wrote No Problem. They did, but we locked ourselves away in above a pub in Swiss Cottage, and we improvised and we hashed out different ideas, and we done lots of different scenarios and scenes. And of course, they wrote what we presented to them, and it was the young actress called Shokwe Shadende. She played Terry. She came in with the names of all the characters, and the final decision was we're going to go with her idea. So well done, Shokwe. Here's to you, my love. Now called Fumi.
Is she in the photograph?
Yeah, she's the one with she's the one with the hat, the very prim hat. She was the model, the tall model.
Her name is Prim and Proper.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, we had a mixture. We had a different someone for everyone in that show. Fun years, great years.
Look how young you look. You look like a baby bride.
Oh, prepubescent, mate. It's like, it's hard to even look at their pictures there, but great times associated with those times.
I can imagine, bro. I can imagine. I'm just gutted that I wasn't really a part of that, because I must admit it just wasn't in my mind at the time to even think or consider to consider acting. But then once you got into No Problems, right? I will assume it became a problem because now you become a black superstar.
Well, I wouldn't say a superstar, but we
No,
were
in,
like,
in the eyes of black British people, you are a black superstar because we didn't have
well, no, all right. I was maybe a black celebrity because we had a show. I remember doing we turned up. Musical Youth were really, really big ones at a time with their Pastor Dutchy song, and the I think it was our first outing out as a whole group at an occasion.
Okay.
And there was a Musical Youth there. I think it was a Reggae Awards or something. And we turned up and the place went absolutely balmy. And I stayed in the bar and I could see everybody else getting mobbed, right? Musical Youth and Victor and Malcolm. And I just like, that was really scary. It was really scary at the time.
I can imagine, man. I would have been scared because now there's people are throwing down an expectation on you. And what was it like trying to live up to the expectation that people had?
Well, I wanted to do the best show work we can, and we had pedigree, so we had a theatre company behind us, so we thought we were in the right direction. We thought we were going in the right direction. So other people's expectations didn't really matter. It was our expectations of ourselves that really mattered at that time.
Okay. Because I mean, around then, that's when. Because I mean, just looking at these pictures here.
Yellow Man, there's a great Yellow Man.
Yellow Man, yeah. So he was one of the biggest reggae artists at the time, who was floating around. So this is what I'm saying. It's like you're hovering at the top of the ceiling around.
Yeah. Well, it's really funny because in one of the episodes of No Problem, right, a letter came back from our parents in Jamaica, and the letter read, right, "Hey Tosh," which I played. "Hey Tosh, they're even hearing about your radio station in Jamaica, and you're getting just as big as Yellow Man." Listen, now that was terrible for me because everywhere I went after that, right, we still raved and we still went to, like, but everywhere I went after that, the DJ would stop the music, right, and say, "Why, people, we have Chris Tummings, Tashi Winos, right?" And I'd crap myself, right, because I knew what was coming next, right? And then, come and take the mic. And I wasn't an actor. I wasn't no chanter or rapper or anything. So one time I got on the mic and I said, "When I was a youth, I used to and the DJ looked at me, grabbed the mic and said, "What make you go, sir?" I crumbled.
Okay. So, but then what was it like after you did No Problems? Because I mean, everyone's saying that they loved it. Look at that. Charmaine loved No Problems. No Problems, catalytic for black comedy. Love No Problems. Yes, Chris, definitely a face. Take the accolade, superstar. I told you the brother's humble. I told you he's not gonna see it.
Before us, there was the Fosters, and then there was it wasn't quite a comedy. It was more or less a soap. It was Empire Road. But we were the first to have a proper, real speaking to the streets. I mean, I think I was one of the first actors ever to do a proper West Indian accent, street accent, mixed in with my English accent on TV.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of people could relate to that. I mean, I'm still proud that I get stopped in the street sometimes, and guys do tell me, like, they wouldn't, like, if they come from the country or from the outskirts of London, they tell me, "Look, Chris, they thank God for me because they were the only black person in their school, and when I came on, they felt proud and they could be part of things and they could show off." And that touches me. To this day, people tell me that, and it touches me deeply, and I love that. So I am proud of that.
Thank you. We actually want you to take the accolade. I mean, this is what this Keeping It Real is about. We don't see you as being a big head. We really don't. We genuinely don't. As Eshe would say, no problem with that, blood. No problem.
Well, let me take this opportunity to say thank you for inviting me on the show. Thank you.
You know, it's because for us it's overdue. It's overdue because, like I said, we never heard our own voice.
Well, look, all right. I mean, I do take the accolades, and I'm very proud. But there are so many other great actors that you never heard about. I've been in this business.
We know.
Yes, but I've been in this business for almost 40 years, and for every one of us that makes it, there's 100 that don't. Are just equally as talented and equally could have done as much as we have done or I have done. They're just like, this business can swallow you up sometimes, and I'm just glad that we've come through it, and we're still coming through it. It's still a journey. It's still a hard journey. I'm not over yet, man. I'm still waiting for my next move in the business, so to speak.
No, and we're all appreciative of that. But what we're all frustrated with, right, is directly after No Problems. Yeah, you had to. Yeah, it's like you had to go a different route. You had to find a different way because you wasn't groomed. You wasn't taken on by the BBC. You wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's see, well, in those days. See, well, we were just Jamaican family as well, you know. I mean, Jamaican families on TV, we're at the bottom of the list, really, to be honest. And you find with white actors, they were, you know, if you made a name for yourself, you were sort of groomed, you were looked after, you were put into other shows so you could build. Now, we did that, but we did that by ourselves, by our real talent. Nobody nurtured us. Nobody looked after us.
That's the word I'm looking for.
And that's one of the reasons we had to keep the Black Theatre Co-operative going, so we could nurture and do our own thing. Mind you, at that time, I wasn't really that interested in being nurtured, because I was well aware that we needed to keep our own Black Theatre Co-operative and tell our stories. And our stories weren't being represented on TV, and I didn't think we looked for them. Now it's different. Now we're looking for our stories to be represented on TV.
Okay.
Back then it was like, no, it's not going to be on TV. There's no way, but we will do it on stage, and that is the route we came.
Because the thing is that that's where you kind of went off, because like after No Problems and everything came out, and then the posse exploded, yeah. But you were in the posse.
No, to this day I'm still gutted I wasn't in the posse, because I went to almost every show they did.
Right.
I don't think they think I was funny at the time or something, man.
Okay.
I heard that, you know, but like it was, our team was fantastic. It was Eddie Nestor, right? Eddie Nestor, me and Eddie went to the same school. He was a year younger than me at school, right? Yeah. And he was a fantastic, I don't know why he still doesn't act, because I think Eddie is a don in the acting game.
Because he's a dickhead, that's why he doesn't act.
I'm sure he is, but that's not the point. No, he was always.
I know he can take it, but the thing is that you spent a lot of time in theatre,
yeah,
right? And this is what a lot of people didn't know.
Well, people think if you're not on television, you're dead. I know. I was traveling the world. I'm traveling the world, doing theatre, touring the world, doing lots of theatre, lots of plays with other companies and stuff. And I was getting, you know, I was learning my craft basically. Oh, what a photograph, please.
Yeah, I love this photograph.
Yeah, some kind of leather crazy hat I had on. That's a great episode where our heritage was this great big mansion that was cheated out of us, and our family went back to claim our iron hall, our residence, our country seat, basically. It never worked out, but it was a great episode.
Yeah, but then there's also the film
Water, starring Michael Caine and Billy Connolly. Great. They actually asked me to play after No Problem. They asked me to play the DJ in that film, and the DJ was played by Jimmy. He was the American actor. He was in the Good Times. Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember I looked at the director and said, look, man, I've just spent like 4 years on TV playing a DJ. What I want to do is that part. Right? And then, like, you know, they basically looked at me and laughed. And then for some reason, 2 days later, they called me back and said, yeah, you can have the part you wanted. And I was like, wow, that's fantastic.
Oh, let me stop you. I want to show them a clip of you in that movie. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Look it up. You show them the clip.
let me just share my screen. I have to share my screen in order to do this. Because you actually sang with Billy Connolly, if I'm correct.
Yeah, there's Billy, Eric Clapton and George Harrison and Ringo Starr from the Beatles. They're actually performing at the United Nations General Assembly.
Is that the United Nations, yeah?
Yeah.
The way things are going, we'd be better off dead. We want our freedom.
Yeah, we still want our freedom. It was filmed in St. Lucia, beautiful island.
We want our freedom.
All right.
And we're still a ball for with freedom. We're still a ball.
Yeah, boy. Listen, we filmed it a month in St. Lucia and a month in Devon and Bristol, and we put up fiberglass palm trees to make it look like it was the Caribbean, and it worked.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. There was all these other things that that you were doing, and people weren't just what you're getting up to.
That character is from Get Up, Stand Up, and I worked with that character was in a scene with the great late Darcus Howe. So that is personal triumph for me. A scene that I wrote. It was about a young teacher, Asian teacher, a Sikh, who was being accosted on a daily basis by his students, which is it was a kind of a comedy take on a real situation. So
here's another character.
Oh, Lenny Crablouse. Not Lenny Kravitz, Lenny Crablouse.
I got a laugh. But then there was like a crossroads, a kind of quandary, because you then stepped into the world of stand-up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd gone
with your locks, and you came into the world of stand-up.
Well, it was funny because I'd left England for a while. And I'd gone to live with my parents in Miami, and I thought I was maybe going to take America by storm. Nothing happened like that at all. What happened was I got depressed because my kids were back here. And mind you, can I take this time to shout out to my kids, Leanne, Craig, my grandkids, Eleni, Marley Moon, Renea Sunshine. Love you lots. Yeah. That's that. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's all right, man. I love when you do that.
Kanish, I love you. All my family, anybody who's watching, I love you lots. And when this is all over, we'll all get together and have one big loving session. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Everyone seems to be hooked on Lenny Crablouse at the moment. They can't.
Yeah, that was just a musical spoof that we did. And I sung a song. It was called Are you gonna go my way? I got fingers, I got toes, I got a bogey up my nose. One of those, just a spoof. Is great fun. Lenny Crablouse.
It must have been. So when you came onto the comedy scene now, how did you find it?
I thoroughly enjoyed doing comedy. I'd written like 2 hours worth of material when I was in New York, witnessing street stand-up. I'd never seen street stand-up done in this country. I'd seen street performers juggling and flame throwing and like escapology and gymnastics, but I've never seen a guy stand up on a street and do an hour show and everybody crack up. So I wanted to do that when I came back to England. And it was Malcolm Frederick who said to me, no, Chris, that's good enough to put it on a stage. So Malcolm helped me put it on a stage, and that was I was so nervous my first time. And we did it at the Walmer Castle in on the Walworth Road way back. And it was after that I said, yeah, maybe I should take a foray into that world of stand-up. Scary. And so when I met all you guys.
You ain't got no character to hide behind now. There's no character to hide behind. Yeah, it's Chris. You got to show them Chris.
Well, I'm terrible. I mean, as an actor, I'm terrible. You give me a script and I'm happy. Speaking like this now, I think this is the best I've done in years, just speaking normally as myself. But yeah, stand up. It was very. I always say it's the loneliest place on God's earth, apart from a boxing ring, and stand-up comedy. That was the loneliest place on God's earth. And yeah, I'm like that. I'll put myself into deep waters and see if I can swim out. And that's basically what I did.
Yeah, but then the thing is, because this you don't allow no one to define you. This is what I find quite interesting about you. You've gone from an actor, obviously you've got a singing background, which we'll cover a bit later, and then you went into stand-up. Do you know what I mean? And you didn't stop there, because you continued learning.
Well, it's oh God, yeah. Well, listen, you can express. It's all about expressing yourself, you know. And I didn't think I was. In fact, a comedian was like almost a terrible word in our house. My dad used to say, "Well, you think you're some kind of comedian?" You know what I mean? And like, it wasn't the thing to be in our house.
Okay.
But it wasn't until I went to New York and realized, wow, man. And I saw Richard Pryor's live in concert when I was young. And a whole movie of one man standing up, talking about stuff, I thought was totally inspiring. And then when I realized that the guy was doing it street performing, I realized, well, maybe I could do it too. And there's only one way to find it if I could do it.
Was you trying to hypnotize the audience? What was you trying to do, man?
Yeah. I saw that come up there. It was like, there was a couple of years after that where I thought my career was over. So I never got any qualifications at school, or I didn't go back to find out my qualifications at school. So I lived all my life thinking like I was kind of thick, really, to be honest. Right. I mean, it's a public secret. It's not a secret anymore. My mum was great. My mum did all the reading. My mum did, but my dad, a fantastic man, right? He didn't read and write.
Okay.
When I was growing up, so I thought I was going to take. After that, without the proper stimulus, my mum stimulated me as much as she could and did a fantastic job. But mentally, I thought that I was trapped and I couldn't learn. The education system in Hackney was terrible. The subjects we took were like, the teachers weren't interested. So I just thought like, I'm going to go another way. But I also thought that I couldn't really learn. And it wasn't until I was about 40, 39, 40, I decided I'm going to go and study. And that's when I studied hypnotherapy. I studied hypnotherapy because I think I had a passion for it and something that I could hold my attention. So I studied hypnotherapy and I qualified, and I was a qualified hypnotherapist and affiliated to King's College Hospital, which freaked me out as well. I mean, it was a shock to my system that I actually passed, and my first essay got a distinction. And thank you. I was at the top of the class. But I don't know if anybody knows, to be a hypnotist, your insurance, it was about £1 million to be insured. You don't have to pay £1 million, but you insured for £1 million. Yeah. And true story, I was studying hypnotherapy with a partner. We got paired up to work together with each other. And guy said to me, "Oh, what's your name?" I said, "My name's Chris." And he said, "What do you do?" So I'm an actor. And I said to him, "What's your name?" He said, "Paul." And he's a theatre director. So I said, "Yeah." He's a musical theatre director. Ooh. So we paired up. I took him down into a nice medium trance. And I suggested that he would offer me a part in his next musical. Lo and behold, I kid you not, I swear, I was in Buddy Holly, the musical in the West End, 2 months later. That's a different show, but
tell us about
to this day, I don't know if it was my talent or the hypnotherapy that were actually
combination of the both, man. It's a combination of
absolutely.
It's a combination of the both. So tell us about this one.
This is the original Ike and Tina Turner show called Soul Sister. Emmy Wakoma is playing Tina, and I'm playing Ike. Fantastic show, loved it. I think I got the part because Tina was actually a Buddhist.
Yes.
And before I got that part, I was in a bit of I broke up with a relationship fell apart, and I was in a state. So I used to chant a lot because I'm a Buddhist. I used to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And I chanted for about 6-7 months straight, almost every day. Now, the first script that came through to my letterbox, when I opened the first page, it said Namyo Rengekyo, and I freaked out.
That's gonna
And
freak
it was Soul Sister. And I thought to myself, how in hell am I going to get this part? Because the only person I know that played that part since was Lawrence Fishburne in the movie.
Right.
What's love got to do with it? And I said to myself, anyhow I mess this up, that's my career over.
Mm.
So first, let me get the part. So I brushed my guitar out and I ran through my scales and I did my singing voice and brushed up my moves. And cut a long story short, I ended up getting the part out of quite a few applicants. And, you know, fantastic time. It was a great show. I don't know.
Here's an even better time.
Oh, love this show. Thousands of people came to see this. This is The Big Life. Originally started at the Theatre Royal Stratford, and then we moved to the West End. And the only one thing that took that show off and was the July the 7th bombings back in the day. If it weren't for the bombings, that show we could have run forever. It was a fantastic show, my best ever show, The Big Life, starring Victor Romero Evans, Neil Reedman, myself, and Marcus Powell, and the great Jason Pennycook, who choreographed the whole thing. It was a ska musical, and lots of people from all different ages. 100-year-old black woman came up to me after the show and said, like, that was her heyday, and thanked us. Maureen Lipman, the great Maureen Lipman, came up to me and loved it. Everybody came. Sherry Blair came into my dressing room, burst in when I was almost half naked, and said how much she loved the show. Everybody loved that show as much as we did.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it couldn't run. But then once again, Chris, you don't stop there, do you? You then find another string to your bow.
Ah, my bamboo saxophones. Yeah, I started making these wonderful bamboo instruments. They look like a flute, but they sound like a saxophone. Yeah, the company is called Gold Star Bamboo Sax. I was on tour doing Soul Sister, and when that show was coming to an end, we was on the road for about 14 months. And I said, well, I don't want to do a musical for a while. I may not ever get a chance to do a musical as equivalent to that for a while. So why don't I start my own business? And with my love of bamboo and my love of jazz music and saxophones, I decided to start a business. And I worked Brick Lane Market for a number of years, and I'd work Greenwich Market for a number of years, and different exhibitions. And that was an exhibition, I think.
But you were also exporting these, if I'm correct. You're exporting them. You actually
they're going around the world. I have a website, Gold Star Bamboo Sax website, which people from around the world buy them. Unfortunately, COVID has ceased production of them, but we'll be back. You have to excuse me. I need to go to the men's room. 1 second.
No, you go to the men's room, and I'm gonna spoil everybody. All right, because I think they need to understand exactly just how much Chris has actually put into this. So listen to this. That's Chris playing the instrument that he makes.
Humble apologies.
No, that's all right.
I hope you didn't hear any sound. I hope you didn't hear any sound effects while that was going.
No. We didn't hear it. We actually played.
Apologies. That is why people don't drink beer while they're doing interviews. All right.
That's why I like the children.
Humble apologies.
The chilled environment that we're in. But I actually just now played your clip from the Bamboo Sax. that has got over 140,000 hits on YouTube.
Oh wow! I'm the one in the tunnel in Reading.
No.
Which one was that?
No. This one.
Solid one. Yeah, man. Miles Davis tune, I think it was.
That was the one I actually played.
Oh wow! Yeah, that was
the comments that I read in that was phenomenal. It's the first time there was people who were saying it's the first time I've heard somebody play the instrument correctly and it doesn't sound like a recorder.
Yeah, I mean, it was my absolute dedication to make that little piece of stick sound like a bamboo sax rather than a flute. It takes a tenor saxophone reed and a soprano sax ligature that keeps the reed in place.
Okay.
So all it needs is dedication. I once saw a guy put a guitar on the floor. He was a thalidomide, so he had no arms.
Okay.
And he got his shoes and socks off, put the guitar on the floor, and played the hell out of the guitar. So really, I said to myself, well, look, with all my digits of my fingers and toes, if I apply myself, I could make magic. And I listened to lots of jazz albums, and I tried to copy them on the stick. And it keeps me busy in lockdown time, and it keeps me aiming forward to my goal, which is to make that stick sound like a saxophone. And it's worked. And people are actually buying them. But don't worry, folks, they will be back. I will be making them very, very soon. It's not a clarinet, it's a bamboo sax.
Okay. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that we've run out of time. Keeping it real. Yeah, man. I know we were just getting warm, Chris. I know we were
absolutely.
I want to show everybody another string to your bow, right? That people are not really 100% au fait with. All right. Normally when I end my show, I end it with Nevada Cater, right? He always ends my show from Arima. He always ends my show. I'm sorry, Denise. I'm sorry. Yes, time is up, darling. Time is up. All right. I normally.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
But I think this is going to be a treat for everybody because I don't normally end my shows like this, but on this occasion, I'm going to. So I'd like you to say your last words, really, to everybody who's tuning in.
Yeah, I really do appreciate everybody supporting the great Rudi Lickwood and listening to me rant on about myself and my time. So thank you. Keep tuning in to Rudi. It's hopefully you'll have me back one day when I've got something new to report.
No, I'm sure you're going to have plenty to report. But on this note, ladies and gentlemen, please do subscribe. Please do hit the like button. Please do share. Like.
Love you, Zelly, my granddaughter Zelly.
Next week, my guest is going to be Paul Walton. He's somebody that I met, and it's quite inspiring to me. It'll be a surprise to you guys anyway. But this is worth watching right to the end. Trust me on that one, yeah? Trust me on that one. Okay. Now I know you lot didn't know that Christmas thing.
That's a cover of John Legend tune. Bad
this
tune.
This cover can sing as well. Thank you very much and good night, people.
This is a love exhibition. Oh, let's rendezvous out on the kiss you underneath the stars. Maybe we'll go too far. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't. Let's make love. Let's go somewhere they might discover us. Let's get lost in us. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't care. I see you closing down the restaurant. Let's sneak and do it when the boss has gone. Everybody's leaving, let's have some fun. Oh, maybe it's wrong, but you're turning me on. Oh, let's take a visit to your mama's house. Bring to the bedroom while your mama's out.
Wheel and come again. Wheel and come
Well
again.
done,
Wheel and
baby.
come
You
again.
surprised me with that, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, you
Well
can get
done.
this on YouTube. Is it they can get it on YouTube? Is it YouTube?
Yeah, it's in YouTube, iTunes.
iTunes,
That was
that's
a great
it.
backing
iTunes.
vocals. The late, great Claudia Fontaine was doing the backing vocals on that. So a big respect to her as well.
Please don't just go download it from, support the brother, put some money in his pocket, yeah?
You know I love it when you're loving me. Sometimes it's better when it's publicly. I'm not ashamed, I don't care who sees us hugging and kissing, the love exhibition. Oh, let's rendezvous out on the fire escape. I'd like to set off an alarm today. A love emergency, don't make me wait. Just follow, I lead you, I urgently need you. So let's go to the bar. I wanna kiss you underneath the stars. Maybe we'll go too far. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't. Let's make love. Let's go somewhere they might discover us. Let's get lost in us. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't care. I see you closing down the restaurant. Let's sneak and do it when the boss has gone. Everybody's leaving, let's have some fun. Oh, maybe it's wrong, but you're turning me on. Oh, let's take a visit to your mama's house. Bring to the bedroom while your mama's out. Maybe she'll hear it when we scream and shout, but we'll keep it rocking until she comes knocking. Let's go to the bar. I wanna kiss you underneath the stars. Maybe we'll go too far. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't. Let's make love. Let's go somewhere they might discover us. Let's get lost in lust. We just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't care. If we keep up all this fooling around, we'll be the talk of the town. I'll tell the world of my love anytime. So over the blind, 'cause I really don't mind. I don't care about propriety. Let's break the rules, ignore society. Come on, baby. Maybe our neighbors true. So what if they watch when we do what we do? Let's go to the park. I wanna kiss you underneath the stars.